Namaste everyone. Welcome to our class, weekly discussion group, teaching group, gathering, satsang. Today will be the 16th day for this session, taught by Dr. DrTPS. Without delay, on the invite in the class. Dr. DrTPS, floor is for you.
Namaskaram Dilip ji, namaste, namaste. We are on one of the most important chapter, 9th chapter. I was telling last week also, probably after second chapter, one of the most important one is 9th, Vidya, Raja Guhya Yoga. Reason being, we are going from Karma Yoga to probably Dhyana Yoga. So devotion is more important. Having understood the importance of knowledge, importance of karma, how to do it with the full devotion, and what are the troubles and problems and gifts, good and bad things, how it will affect being close to the path. We don't know whether we are on the path or not. Being close to the path is also important. What are the qualities required? Who will fail? Who will become successful? All that is being described from now onwards up to 13th, and 13th to 18th will be fully dhyanam. 18th will be like a conclusion. Up to 17th it will be that. So we have done last week up to chapter 10. Sloka number 10, verse number 10. Now the 11th sloka, 11th chapter, verse. Avajananti mam mudha manushim tanumasritam param bhavamajanando mama bhudamaheshwaram. Avajananti mam mudha. Avajananti is no regards. Jananti is with knowledge, with regards. Me, mudha, whole those mudha people, not knowledgeable. Manushim tanumasritam. Manushim, whole human being, who are with ashritam. Ashritam means with me, who are dedicated to me. Param bhavajana janando. All those people with the divine, that bhavam, the param bhavam is the highest bhavam. Where with that bhavam, ajanando, not knowing, mama bhuda maheshwaram. What do? Those people who are not aware, not able to recognize me, they do not know me, they will become quite unaware of the abilities what I have. Therefore, they will not get the gift of what they really wanted to get. That is what is going to happen. My bhavam is there, my presence is there in everywhere. But there are people who are not able to realize it because they are mandabuddhis probably. Their knowledge is less, their awareness is less. They are mudhas, close to mudhas. So they will not be able to understand that effectively my presence. That may also possible. That is what Bhagavan says. So realization is not that easy. Avajananti mam mudha manushim tanumasritam param bhava ajanando mama bhuta maheshwaram. There are a lot of Buddhas, different beings. They are not aware of what is the capacity or ability which will make them capable of reaching close to me. So they will become unaware, therefore there can be problems. That's what Bhagavan says. Sloka number 12. Mokhasha mokha karmano mokhasha mokha karmano mokhatnana vichetasaha mokhatnana vichetasaha rakshasi masurim jaiva prakritim mohinim srita. I told you this 9th chapter is going to explain who may not be able to reach because of their basic style. So they may do all the best possible ways of approaching me, but they may not be able to reach me because they are not into that divine ability to understand the divine energy. They are still in the materialistic world. Their inside is always not divine. They are of maybe Rajasic or Tamasic style. They have not reached into the Sattvic style. All that can be effective, that affect their realization. That is what is being explained in the chapter. So this sloka gives a small hint towards that. Mokhasha, mokha karmana. All the asha, my desire, mokhasha, that becomes useless desire. That means they lose their hopes. Mokhasha, mokha karmano. Their actions also will become waste. They may not be able to get into that action which will remain, because earlier two things were told. One is the knowledge which is required for reaching close to dhyana. Second one is that karma which will take you closer to the devotional path. They may not be able to go into that path of karma and jnana to reach into devotion. Mokhasha, mokha karmano. So they will fall, not reaching to that highest level. Mokhatnana vichetasaha. They will not get through the knowledge also, they will not get there. Rakshasima asurim jaiva. So there are two possibilities. They are in the asura bhava, the rakshasika bhava. Rakshasi, asuri. All their activities are not sattvic at all. So therefore they will not get through their basic character of these, which will lead them towards highest divinity. Prakritim mohinim srita. With the energy level also, Prakritim means the energy level. Energy level is also too bad. That is also not supporting them to get into that. Mohinim, they stay in the desire. Therefore they lose the path. And they stay there only. They will stay there. That is what is going to happen. So they cannot reach. Mokhasha, mokha karmano, mokhatnana vichetasaha, rakshasi masurim chaiva, prakritim mohinim srita. Next 13th sloka. Mahatmanastumam partha. Mahatmanastumam partha. Devim prakritimasrita. Bhajandyananyamanaso. Natva bhutadi mavyayam. Mahatmanastu mam partha. Mahatmanastu mam partha. Mahatmanastu, the great Mahatmas, the souls, Mam, to me, Partha, hey Arjuna. The whole discussion is between Krishna and Arjuna. So he is telling, hey Partha, hey Arjuna, Devim Prakriti Masrita. Devim, that divine energy, Prakriti Masrita. They take shelter in that energy to reach into that bhava of divinity. Bhajandyam Anyamanaso. What do? They engage themselves into devotion. They do all that what needs to be done to reach closer to the devotion. Then what will happen to them? Natva Bhudadim Avyayam. Natva, understand. Bhuda, every creation other than human being, everything is called Bhuta. Adim Avyayam, they are all imperishable. They are all imperishable. Bhudadim Avyayam. By origin it is Bhudadi. By origin itself they are imperishable. But they don't realize it. Their mind is fixed exclusively in God. Then only they get this realization. That will not happen. Hey Partha, they will lose that ability to understand the divinity, the ability to reach into the highest level, and they lose everything. They stay in their own style without realizing. They engage in devotional activities, but they cannot reach. If they don't realize the whole essence of me as Bhagavan, as the God, if they don't realize it, any effort of devotion also will not be able to take them to me. That is what Bhagavan says. Mahatmanastumam Partha Devim Prakritim Bhajandyan Anyamanaso Natva Bhudadim Avyayam. Sloka number 14, verse number 14. Satatam Kirtayando Mam Yatandascha Drida Vridha Yatandascha Drida Vridha Namasyandascha Mam Bhaktya Nityayukta Upasate. Nityayukta Upasate. Nityam, daily. What do? Constantly, continuously, without break. Nityayukta. Yukta means as precisely it is to be done. Not once in a while. As precisely it is to be done, they do continuously. Upasate. They do all the devotional activities for me, towards me. Satatam Kirtayando Mam. With all the glories, Kirti is glory. They do all that bhajan, kirtanam, pujas, that divine activity which will lead them to reach close to me. All that they do, Satatam Kirtayando Mam, they continuously keep doing it. Yatandascha Dridavridha. How do they do that? With firm determination. Dridavridha, the great determination. Without shaking, they have no doubt whether to do it or not. With full mind, with the full devotion, with firm decision, continuously they do this. Yatandascha. For what? To reach to that end goal. What is the end goal? Reaching close to Bhagavan, to God. To reaching close to God, they do all this continuously without a break, determined, totally devotionally, they do this. Namasyandascha Mam Bhaktya. So what do they Namasyandascha. They humbly bow themselves and surrender themselves with Bhaktya. Bhaktya means devotionally. Bhakti is devotion. Knowledge is Jnanam. Karma is action. So there are only three things in Bhagavad Gita. Jnanam, knowledge. Karmam, action. Bhakti is devotion. So now Jnanam and karmam is over. Closely, God, Krishna is taking all of us towards bhaktya, bhakti, devotion. So the description is more to the devotion part. Earlier, devotion was never explained in the earlier chapters. So here, Satatam Kirtayanto Mam, keep on. How do you make sure that you have love towards someone? Keep on praising them with the good words. Talk about them to all the people around you. You have to be a marketing person for your Guru and Bhagavan. That is what is to be done. If you love someone, you have to talk about him to everybody. So how do Bhagavan measures that you love him? You keep on praising him. You keep on talking about him. You keep on dragging people towards you, towards Bhagavan. So that is what is people do. Satatam kirtayando mam. People keep on praising me, raising me to the higher level. Talk about my glories, my divinity. Yatantascha dridhabrada. Without doubt. Firmly they do that. Determined mind they do continuously. Nitya yukta upasate. Without break. Continuously they do this. Samasyandascha me mam bhakta. Such people are there with me as my people who are really loving me to be beside me. That means there are people with full of bhakti, devotion, and then following me totally. 15th sloka. Nana yatnena chapyanye. Nana yatnena cha api anye. That's how it is to be broken. Nana yatnena cha apyanye. Nana yatnena cha api anye. Yajando mam upasate. Yajando mam upasate. Ekatvena prudhaktvena. Ekatvena prudhaktvena. Bahudha vishato mukham. Bahudha vishato mukham. Bahudha, various people, variety of people. Vishato mukham. They have the cosmic form, which is not very clear for everyone. The infinite manifestation, in which only the worshippers will be able to see. In my cosmic form, Bahuda Vishato Mukham, which is not clear for all of them. So each one of them visualize in their own style. Ekatvena Pradaktvena. Separately, individually, in different style. That means I cannot share the form of Bhagavan and tell this is how Bhagavan is, this is how God is. See, this shows that in Indian Bharatiya Eastern philosophy, God has no form. This is very clear in this sloka itself. Because God himself says, each devotee consider, understand my form in their own style. When Bhagavan is telling like this, how we have different shapes for different gods. These are all some poets, some painters. They have visualized it and then drawn such pictures. So here, this sloka is good enough. 9th chapter, 15th sloka is good enough to tell God doesn't have form. I have also mentioned many times. It is only Sankalpa. It is only your imagination to give different shape for different God. That is why Indian, Bharatiya, Eastern, Hindu concept of God, hundreds and thousands of varieties of gods are there. Because each one of us can identify God in the form which I love to identify. There is no real form. There is no real shape in which God can be visualized. Jnana yatnena chapyena. Jnanam is knowledge. Yatnena, with all that activity which I do for making the manifested God to visualize in front of me, api anye. every time anye, others, to get into that form visualized in me, yajando mam upasate. What do? I keep on worship. And what is the result of that? Ekatvena pratatvena bahuda vishato mukham. The way in which I like to see God, in that form I will see God. In different forms, different methods, different ways, people do puja. There is no specific way. There is no single path to reach to God. You can do whatever you want. But every action which you do must be totally devotional. It should be with full knowledge. Don't do blind. There is nothing called blind faith. There is nothing called you believe, we will tell you what is it. That should go. That can be the starting point. You can't expect that to do with a young child. So what the mother says, you blindly believe. But as you grow, as you become logically better and better, what is to be done is, you keep grinding that knowledge and then you start visualizing the way you wanted to visualize. But if you don't, therefore you can change your bhakti bhava. Not necessarily your devotion has to be the same style as you took birth and until you die. You can always see manifestation in different form, different style, different ways by moving into different path. So Bhagavan clearly says you should attain that knowledge. So it is not bhakti, which is knowledge is more important. Though he is explaining bhakti, he says with knowledge you should clarify, with knowledge you should filter. Don't blindly believe. There are a lot of religious practices which they say you blindly believe. I am telling you, therefore you believe. No, here it does not. You think and decide what you want. Your buddhi is much bigger and higher. Your creativity is much bigger and higher than the shape given by somebody else, the place given by somebody else. So temples have no relevance at all. The shape of God has no relevance at all. The prayers have no relevance at all. It is somebody has visualized in their way. So here Bhagavan says, each one should be able to visualize in their own style. So if somebody has visualized in some form and you copy it and say, oh, I am also visualizing, that means you are not even thinking about God in a different way. Because Bhagavan says, Ekatvena pradaktvena. Good enough. This is best method to find out. God is only one. But your visualization to God is in your way of looking at Bhagavan. So you don't have to copy anybody's and say, oh, this Bhagavan looks so beautiful. That is for you, for me, no. Jnana yatnena chapyena yajando mam upasate ekatvena prathatvena bahuda. Different form, bahuda. Good enough. Bahuda vishwato mukham. That cosmic form will come in each one of us in different form. See, God himself says, I am not existing. Can you imagine the God comes and tells you that I don't exist? It's only a sankalpa, it is only a imagination, and the way you want, you can visualize me. So you can see God in whichever form you want, whichever person you want, whichever action you want, whichever knowledge you want. It's up to you. If you are looking for knowledge, see God in terms of knowledge. If you are looking for food, then the food itself becomes God for you. Because you love that food. The consumption of food itself is considered as a devotional activity. And that is what is called a prasadam. But then people consider God is somewhere else, prasadam is something else. No. The food what you eat has got the content of God inside. And it goes inside. So it becomes a yatna. That is why eating becomes a yatna. Consumption of food is a yatna. See what beautifully it says. It's a yatna. Jnana yatnena. That means jnanam is also one yatna. Any other action which you do with that bhava of bhakti also is a yatna. But then that yatna should be prefixed by jnana. Jnana yatnena. Knowledge itself is a yatna. Any action which you do with that knowledge also becomes another greater yatna. So, jnana yatnena chapyena yajando mam upasate ekatvena pradaktvena Bahudha Vishato Mukham. Why there are different gods? This can be a good answer to give an explanation to ourselves, to anybody else who have got a question on this. The 16th sloka. Aham Kraturaham Yetnaha. Aham Kraturaham Yetnaha. Swathaha Mahamaushadham. Swathaha Mahamaushadham. Mandro Ahamahame Vajyam. Mandro Ahamahame Vajyam. Mandro Ahamahame Vajyam. Ahamadniraham Hudam. Ahamadniraham Hudam. Aham, me. That me, aham. What is the speciality? Kruduraham Yetna. That me, which is from the Krutu. That means the Vedic. From the starting of the Yugas, Yetna is there. Aham Kruduraham Yetna. I exist in the form of Yetna. Because this also says the form of God as Krishna, Rama, who came only during the Dwapara Yuga and Treta Yuga. So before that Yuga, where the shape of God was not in front of us, the God did not manifest in the form of a being like all of us, another person around us. That was the shape given to God during the Treta Yuga and Dwapara Yuga. So here Bhagavan is recalling his form during which time? Krita Yuga. That means Satya Yuga. Only nature was there. God is not in the form of human being. That time also I was there. So if you believe God is Krishna, that means you don't believe the previous form. Suppose you believe God is Rama, that means you don't believe the earlier one. So you should ask who was there in the Krita Yuga. So who was there in the Krita Yuga? That was in the form of trees, wind, sun, fire, water, all the Panchabuddhas. So I existed not during the Yugas which came later. I was there during the Krita time also. See how beautifully Bhagavan is explaining his existence of this form is only a temporary one, but the permanent one which you have to adhere to is not in this fashion but some other fashion. If you don't realize it, you are a small child who is looking at the picture of an elephant and considering the elephant is that. Elephant is not that. Elephant's picture is only that. The real elephant is somewhere else. Similarly, the God's picture is only Krishna, Rama. The real God is Aham Kritaraham Yetnaha. Those time when people did all these sacrifices. Sacrifice is any action which you do, any karma which you do with the full devotion, with the bhakti, considering that energy force. Swadaham aham aushadham. That me was where? As medicinal herb I was there. I was there in the plant. Swadaham aham aushadham. I was there in every creature. Aushadham doesn't mean only the plant. The energy within that is what is curing us. So I was there in every minerals, every air, water, every article is around, the Panchabuddhas. Mandro aham ahame vajyam. The mantras, the chantings. What happened to me? That aham ahame vajyam, which came out and cleared with all the mantras, because all the Rigveda, Yajurveda, Samaveda, Atharvaveda mantras doesn't talk about Krishna, Rama, Govinda. That only talks about the nature, that talks about only the Panchabuddhas, that talks about what is the manifestation of the nature in different forms. So those refer to that. Mandro ahamahame vajyam. That clarifies my form. Aham agniraham hudam. Where am I? I am there in the fire. I am not in that item which you are putting into the fire. I am not there. That fire is what is me. So don't consider what you eat. That item is that. No. Once you put inside the item, that act of offering, that way in which you are giving, that bhakti is there inside you. That manifestation in that form of energy, the thought, is what gives the real sankalpa. So it's sankalpa. Clearly it says it's only the sankalpa, it is only the thought process. So God exists in the thought process. Aham agdiraham hudam. I am there. Where? In the fire I am there. In the item I am there. Everywhere I am there. But then where is it? I am the fire. I am the offering. That means only when that is being given with all the mantra, with the full devotion, the action is being done. And that action is what is called, the sankalpa is what is called God. Aham kruduraham yatnaha swadhaha aham aushadam mandro aham ahame vajyam aham agniraham hudam. If you understand in between the line, understand the concept of God as sankalpas clearly. If Bhagavad Gita is read, I am sure you will go beyond that level and you will realize Krishna was only a messenger to tell all of us what is the real form of Bhagavan. He was only a teacher who teaches the basic facts of the God. And if you don't understand, still you will consider Krishna as the Bhagavan. That is the mistake most of the people have. Pidaham. Next, 17th sloka. Pidahamasya jagato mada dadha pidamaha vedyam pavitramongara rik sama yejurevacha pidahamasya jagato. Pidahamasya, that father. Which father? Jagato, the father of the universe. The father of the universe cannot be Krishna, because universe was there much before that. It cannot be Rama. So that original form of energy in which God is ever prevailing, Mada Dada Pitamaha. Mother, Dada is who is sustaining. That means the Jagat Janani, the primordial mother, the origin of universe. Dada, the sustainer, the person who is taking care of. That can be, for the time being, when Krishna talks, it can be Krishna. Otherwise, earlier it could be Rama. But before that, it was all the forms of Vishnu. Pitamaha, all those grandfather, great grandfather, that tradition. Vedyam pavitramongara. What is the ultimate thing? The knowledge. Vedyam, the goal of knowledge. Veda is knowledge. Vedyam is what is knowledge leading to, the ultimate of knowledge. That means the goal of knowledge. Pavitram Omkara, that Omkaram, that sound from where the universe has come. So that's why I said this is actually a total science of how universe have formed. So Bhagavan says, you go behind little Pitamaha, great grandfather, go up to Pidahamasya, go up to the origin of the universe, Vedyam Pavitram Omkara. Then where do you reach? That goal of searching will take you to Omkaram, that sound. Rig, Sama, Yajurevacha. All that Rig Veda, Yajurveda, Samaveda, all that will lead to that. But I am there. In all of them I am there. So don't consider me as that now who appeared in front of you is what me. I am in that form, in different form, from time immemorial. All the earlier yugas also I was part of this. Pidahamasya jagato mata dhata pitamaha vedyam pavitramongara riksama yejurevacha. 17th sloka is over. Now 18th. Gadir bharta prabhu sakshi nivasa sharanam suhurt prabhava pralayasthanam nidanam bijamavyayam. Gadir bharta prabhu sakshi, that supreme goal, Gadir, the path where it is going, who is taking care of you is Bharta. Bharta is the maintenance man. That's how the Bharta word came for husband, who is maintaining. Gadir Bharta, who maintains the path, that is Vishnu. Prabhu Sakshi, who is the Prabhu. There is an ultimate man who is considered as the most powerful. That and the witness, Sakshi is witness. Nivasa Sharanam Suhrt. Everywhere, as a friend, as a person who takes care of you, shelter. Sharanam is shelter. Nivasa, who stays beside you, who is a witness, who is taking care of you, who is a person who gives you direction, who is a person who maintains you, the driver, the pilot, co-pilot, everybody. Prabhava pralayasthanam, the origin and the end, the beginning and the end. Nidanam bijamavyayam, for the seed, I told you earlier, the seed is what creates the whole bunch of trees and subsequent seeds are produced by the seed. In that there is an energy, and that energy, if you consider there is a reason for that energy to be available, and that is what is the ultimate, or that is where it is starting, and then there also I am there. So everywhere I am there. I am there in the path, I am there in the goal, I am there in the beginning, I am there in the seed, I am there in the produce, I am there in the product. Everywhere I am there. So I am everywhere prevailing. I am eternal. And that energy in the seed which creates many number of seeds from this seed, that energy is the eternal. Not that seed as a material. The energy in that, that is what I am. The supreme goal of every one of us is to understand this. I am the supreme goal. Who is the supreme goal? That energy is the supreme goal. Gadir Bharta Prabhu Sakshi Nivasa Sharanam Suhrt Prabhava Pralayasthanam Nidanam Bijamavyayam. Understand that seed, you understand. 19th one. Tapa Tapamyahamaham Varsham Tapami Ahamaham Varsham Tapamyahamaham Varsham Tapami Ahamaham Varsham Nigrhna Mulsujamicha Nigrhna Mulsujamicha Amrdam Chaiva Mrutyuscha Amrdam Chaiva Mrutyuscha Sadasachaha Arjuna Sadasachaha Arjuna. Tapam, that tapam, tapami, that which comes from tapam, that fire which comes from, that heat which comes from that fire, I am there in that. And where I am there in Varsham, I am there in rain also. The hottest of the hot energy which gives you the fire, I am there. The rain also I am there. Nigrihnani mulsujami cha. Whichever is stopping something, and from where it comes, where it goes, starting to end, the path, the obstacle, everywhere I am there. Which creates rain, I am there. Withholding rain is the cloud. I am there inside that. The cloud bursts only, it becomes rain. The cloud is formed with the temperature. So in the temperature I am there. That holds the rain. I am there inside that. When it rains, I am there inside also. That means every form, every place, I am there in this energy of me is there. So even if you consider rain as a god, fire as a god, cloud as a god, it's all God. It's all the way you can look at it. Each time you can look at it. Not one time you have to see this and every time you have to see in the same step. You can keep on changing the form of Bhagavan. Amritam chaiva mrityuscha. Those who are Amritam, immortal, permanently here, they also have. Death form also I will come. That doesn't mean when people die, oh, Bhagavan has taken it. No. Those people who live, I am there. Those people who die, I am there in that form also. So as birth, as life, as death, I am there in everywhere. My presence is there as God in every action which is happening in the nature. Sadasachaham Arjuna. That spirit, Sadasachaham Arjuna, that Sat and Asat, Sadas, Sat and Asat. That is Sadasach Cha. Sat, Asat, Cha. Sadasach. Sat, eternal. Asat, not eternal. That means temporary, as a matter. The energy and the matter together. Sadasachaham Arjuna. Aham. I am there in energy and matter. And both joined together also I am there. Sadasachaham Arjuna. In what form? Tabamahyamaham varsham. Nigrihna mulsujamija. Amritam jaiva mrityuscha. Sadasachaham Arjuna. What a beautiful way of explaining what Bhagavan is. So if you really study, understand, no. Not study, don't understand. Realize the inside meaning of Bhagavad Gita, then you will not see God in this form, what is depicted in some places and then seeing puja and all that. That is why after Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavan clearly explains an essence in the second discussion with Arjuna, as God himself is giving another Gita after this Bhagavad Gita, in which he clearly says, I am not in any form anywhere. Directly he says. Here he explains he exists in different forms in different states. Both are same. Sloka number 20. Traividyamam somapa pudapapa et nairishtha surgitim prarthayande te punyamasadya surendralogam asnandi divan divi deva bhogan Traividyamam sopama. Trividya. Which are the Trividyas? That rituals which is being done in different forms to realize Rig, Yajur, Samaveda. The three Vidyas. So it says only three Vidyas are there. Only three Vedas are there. The fourth Veda was an additional edition later. So Rig Veda, Samaveda, Yajur Veda. In all the Trividya, Mam, Somapa, Putapapa, those which comes from the Somapa, that juice which comes from the Soma. What is the juice which comes from Soma? Soma is full of music. That taste of music, the music comes when you have the purified form of the way people express their devotion is musical, poetical. Therefore, that is what here it means Somapa. It is not that a material. It is that feeling which comes out of a devotional song, and what you derive from singing that or hearing that music, what is the taste which you derive is called the somarasam. Puta papa, that purified papa. Papa is all the sins are purified in that, and therefore music comes. Trividyamam, in that three Rigveda, Yajurveda, Samaveda, that Samaveda which comes at the end as the musical way is what is the most purified thing. That is where devotion exists. The earlier is only karma. Rigveda is theory, jnanam. Yajurveda is practical action. Samaveda is the bhakti. So clearly Bhagavad Gita is explained there. Three Vidya together is Bhagavad Gita. What is there? Rigveda, all the knowledge. Yajurveda, all the action. And Samaveda, the devotion. So here Bhagavan is taking us close to the Samaveda part. That means the song part, devotion part. The rasam which comes out of. But without action, without knowledge, only song is there. Rasam is not there. Because Samaveda comes only after Rigveda and Yajurveda. Knowledge has to be there, action has to be there. Then what a beautiful way of describing the Vedic styles. 9th chapter, 20th sloka. Probably the most beautiful to explain what is Vedic knowledge. Trividyamam somapa putapapa et nairishtva surgatim prarthayande. Yet nairishtva, with that sacrifice, yatna, because Yajurveda, Rigveda, Samaveda, everything is yatnas, yagas. With what is to be done? Ishtava. Ishtava is all the worship. Surgadim. So what do you get? You come into the abode of God. You get to the surga. You become happy with all that actions. It nairishtva surgadim prarthayande. With all that devotion, surrendering, prarthayande. Come and do that devotion to me. That means that seeking that blessings from Bhagavan, coming to me, te punyama sadhya. Te punyama sadhya. When you can reach that, with all that punya. Punya is the most precious, piousful, beautiful, purified. Punyam is the ultimate purified one. Suryendra Logam. Where do you reach? You reach into that Indra Logam. What is Indra Logam? The God's place, God's country. You will reach into that Indra Loga and you can live along with the gods. Te Punyama Sadhya Suryendra Logam. Ashnandi Divyan Divi Deva Bhogan. Ashnandi. And you can enjoy there. Not that you can reach there. You can enjoy there. Not as a visitor, being part of that world. Which world? Divyan. Devaloka. Divyalokam. Devalokam. Celestial, godly, heavenly place. Divi. Divi is heaven itself. Divi Deva. Divyan Divi. Ashnindi. Divyan Divi Deva Bhogan. And what you can do? You can enjoy all that heavenly pleasure there. What is the method? Totally devote yourself with not directly only onto song. With Rigveda, Yajurveda, knowledge and action. Then coming to Samaveda, the purified form of presenting it in the devotional form with all the bhajans and auctions and all that. So just chanting mantra and doing puja will not help you. You should be in action with the full knowledge. Trividyamam somapa putapapa yet nairishtva surgadim prarthayande te punyama sadhya suryendra lokam ashnandi divyan divi veda bhogan. Then you will reach to my abode. Come to me. That is what Bhagavan says. 21st sloka. Tetam bhuktva surgalokam vishalam. What is that? He is explaining which that world Only he knows, we don't know. So he is telling us about his world. Te tam bhuktva sarvalokam vishalam. That's a vast place with heaven full of enjoyment. Bhuktva. Bhuktva is which you can enjoy. Surgalokam. Everybody knows. We think that we know. No, we don't know. We think it is like that because somebody told us. Who told that? Bhagavan Krishna himself told. So many people heard and he started distributing it. Kshine punye martyalogam vashandi. Kshine punye martyalogam vishandi. What will happen to people? They become kshine, exhausted. Punye, without any action, with less of action. Kshine punye martyalogam vishandi. They think about the martyalogam. In this world they wanted to have this and they keep on doing many things. What will happen to them? They observe there and come back. Return to this world. Evam tri dharma anuprapanna. Therefore, evam, thus, what will happen? Tri dharma anuprapanna. Three types of action. That means three. Rigveda, Yajurveda, Samaveda. All that is talking about Rigvedic dharma, Yajurvedic dharma, Samavedic dharma. Anuprapanna. Follow that. They follow that. But what type they will follow? They follow in the materialistic world doing all the rituals without understanding the essence of it. Such people cannot reach. Gada gadam kama kama alabhande. What will happen to them? They repeatedly come. Because of the action they may reach there. But they again take birth and then come back here. Repeatedly they come to this world again. Gada gadam kama kama alabhande. They come back to again to this world for the sustenance and then again they go back. So it is not a permanent place for them. Because of the actions they may reach there, but they did not realize. That will happen, they will be suspended back. That is what will happen. So they will take birth again and again. So Bhagavan is explaining how people can reach up to Devaloka, see the Surga and come back. But that is not what we want. We want permanently there. And that Bhagavan is going to explain. How do you reach to me the permanent way? Now he is explaining all these actions will take you there, but there is all possibility that you have not done very clearly. That clean it has not happened, therefore you may come back. Tetam bhuktva surgalokam vishalam kshine punye martyalokam vishandi evam tri dharmamanu prapanna gadagatam kama kama labhande. Why is it happening? That is what is almost like a conclusion which comes in the 22nd sloka. We also have seen equivalent to 22nd sloka where in 8th chapter also it has come. Ananya cheta, 8th chapter 14th sloka. Ananya cheta asatatam yo mam smarati nityasha tasyaham sulabha partha nityayuktasya yogina. Exclusive devotion is not there. What will happen? They can attain, but they will not get absorbed to me. The Akshara Brahma Yoga, he explains it. So why is it happening? Because they keep changing their mood and mind, you keep on disturbing. They are not permanently thinking about me. They come once in a while, they think about me. No full concentration. All the time they don't think. So what is that? Bhagavan says, guaranteed contract only in one place. Every god in this different forms in anywhere. If somewhere God has given a contractual agreement with the devotees, that is 22nd sloka. There the contract is there between he and me, the God and the devotee. What is that he says? Ananyas chintayanto mam ye jana paryupasate tesham nityabhiyuktanam yogatshemam vahamyam. I guarantee you yogatshemam. What is yogatshemam? Yeah, you will reach Surgalokam, but you will be suspended down. You will enjoy learning, but you will forget it. You enjoy your action, but you will not stay there permanent. You enjoy the company of somebody, but you have a doubt whether this fellow is good or not, so you devote. Nowhere you are permanent. Whatever you learned, enjoyed it. But that will not come to you in the right time, in the right moment. When examination comes, the question comes, you don't remember what you read. You gained a lot of money, but that is not permanently with you, that is lost. The real time when you need money, you don't have money. Once upon a time you are rich, but that time you don't want money. You want a lot of people around you to support, but when you have a real problem, there is nobody to support. So Bhagavan says, why is it happening to you? Because you are not permanently with me. What is permanently being with me? Assume that I should have a trust with someone. You should show that trust continuously with me. Instead of that, I know that XYZ person comes to me only when some requirement is there. And they will also go to 100 similar people. I am sure they will not give a full-time contract. Contractual agreement is there. I am there with you only when you are there with me. So Bhagavan is asking a full guarantee from you. Are you ready to give a guarantee? Contract. What is the contract? Ananyaschintayanto mam. Don't think about any other. No. You must understand, I am the only one who is going to be with you. Are you ready for that contract? Then I guarantee I will be there with you. Why people go and suspend and come back? Because they don't have full-time trust. Why you don't have knowledge? Because once in a while you learn, continuously you don't learn. Why you earn money, but continuously you don't earn money. Sometimes you earn money and then you keep quiet. You should know how to roll the money and then make it more and more. Then only you can become. Right? Knowledge is also like that. You should keep on rolling. Don't become selfish. You should be circulating it. Then only it becomes. See, today what has happened, I have not sent the request for Bhagavad Gita class. When I started, there was only 3 people. And in between the slokas, I was sending messages. So somebody has to send a message. You are not devoted. Somebody sent a message, remind. See, while 7:30 also, while talking, I got many messages. Where is the link? Where is the link? Where is the link? As if every time I have to give link. What is your interest only at 7:30 you wake up or not? This is the problem. You always depend on somebody else. You don't have the devotion. That is not there. How Sheelama can send a message at 7:30 and ask me, you expect me to play it and then listen? No, I can't. I am not hosting this program. If I am hosting, definitely I would have done. And I send it to 300 people, only 30 people join. So why should I send it? I will think sometime. But then I am not sending, only 3 people will be there. So I keep sending it. And some people don't even respond. And some people send some message immediately, they will delete. So I should think, oh, what happened? Is it something wrong, something bad which I have done? See, correspondence should be the way you have taken full faith in somebody, right? That is not there. And I deal with thousands of messages. How do I get? So some consideration, no, that is not there. I keep telling most of the time, soon after Bhagavad Gita, you send me a message, show that you have interest so that I can put all of you in one group. Otherwise, I am sending to 300 people. I don't know who is coming, who is going, no. So that response also will not be given. Guarantee. That only guarantees that I will also act. Otherwise, I will keep quiet sometime. That is what happens. So there has to be a constant. See, even now there are people asking, when is the meeting? Because I did not create another message. So Dilipji's message says 9 a.m. Somebody in Namibia may not understand what is 9 a.m. They may think they're 9 a.m. So I used to translate all these and then send individually for individual people. This is your local time. Why should I do it? I thought today. Because the response is not there. Understood? Everybody wants response. Positively. Don't think about you. Think about the person who is getting it. So what do? I translate and then put is our 7:30 p.m. If I don't do that, I've got so many messages, 100, where it is asked, is it at 9 p.m., 9 a.m.? Is it today or tomorrow? So many questions are there. Every week it is there, but doesn't get registered. That means that much interest only you have. So what is that? Ananyaschintayanto. You have that concentrated effort, then you get it. That is what Bhagavan says. Ananyaschintayanto mam ye jana paryupasate. Those people who do upasana to me, then what he does, I will guarantee you. That's what it says. Yogatshemam mahamyaham. I told you this is one of the sloka which gave me a lot of money. Because Yogatshemam mahamyaham is there in the insurance company's logo. So I remember when I was called in an insurance company, I started explaining this. They did not realize this. Many people at senior level also don't know. Oh, this is what is 9th chapter, 22nd sloka gives, Bhagavan gives a guarantee. You pay the premium permanently without a break. That is LIC. If you break once and then you die, finished. They will not pay you anything. Insurance company is a big cheat for those people who breaks. Once you break, finished. They will not even remind you sometime. It is your job to remind. So you keep paying the premium. You keep paying the premium. Definitely soon after death, LIC people will come and pay you. You don't even have to ask. Guaranteed return to your relatives, it will come. You may not get it. So do all the good karma. God will give you that return. That is what LIC has taken from that only. Life Insurance Corporation of India has taken this sloka as its tagline. Yogatshemam vahamyaham. So what is the 3 previous slokas? Ananyaschintayanto mam ye jana paryupasate tesham nityabhiyuktanam yogatshemam vahamyaham. You continuously be with me, then I will be with you. Whenever you need. How do you know when you need? You may need me all the time. Then I will be with you. So this is what I thought. Only I will take this sloka and the rest of the slokas I will skip. It's nice that we have decided to go a little slow, but understand sloka by sloka, because these are all important. 9th chapter is the essence of Bhagavad Gita explained from the Veda to his time. That is what it says. So good enough. Now 8:30. If you have some questions, probably I could answer. Yeah.
Good evening.
Yeah.
I have a question. You said this one, after death also the energy will be there. Energy is God. So after death the energy will be there. So that can you clarify some little bit?
Similar question was asked to Nitya Chaitanya Yeti. We only interpret and then tell this is how it is, this is what it is. Correct? All these are interpretations and understanding. So Yeti used to make fun and then say, maybe Suresh ji can ask this question when I am there and you are there. Probably we can explain it much better. How do we know? We may not know. But interpretation is, all of us have got an energy. Assume that our body is the vessel and water is that energy. If the vessel breaks, what will happen to water?
Flow.
It will flow out. But if it is broken on a marble floor, the water will be there and it will not dissolve. But assume that the pot is broken in a sand. Automatically the water will disappear, right?
Yeah.
Similarly, where my life is gone, which place, when, in what circumstances, will decide I will stay there, my life will stay there for some more time. Broken body may be there, which has not linked with the energy, but it may be there. You can visualize, that energy is there. So our life is like that. sometime even after death, the energy will not go. So what is done during all the rituals which we do as the after death kriya? We do lot of rituals. All these rituals are to actually to send this prana, go, go, go. All the kriyas are for that purpose. And how does it go? It goes because while living, we are thinking about lot of relatives, friends and such people, and we do lot of karma and for them. Every year we do karma for our ancestors. That is, I am remembering them. 1 year for the living life is equivalent to 1 day for the pretatma. It's a different time scale. So what is happening? Every day I am giving food to them. Because day is 1 year, right? So every day I am giving food to them. Every year I am giving. Therefore, they will be ready to receive you. That is why living being, we are all giving rituals, doing this. Because I want to be with them. So I am inviting them, or they are getting ready to take me there. So the time the vessel is broken, the water is there, the body is gone, the energy is there, immediately those pretatmas will come and then take me. That's what is expected and that is what we want. So that is how there are a lot of stories about what will happen after death to our prana, what will happen to this energy. That's a beautiful study. I had a fortune of discussing, learning this from different gurus, asking these questions. I remember when I went with Brahmasri KPC to Kailash, he asked me to do rituals there. Then I asked him, what does it mean? For whom I am doing? You can ask all these questions, so he will logically answer. Some priests who are guiding you will not give answers, but he was a very logically explained these things and taught me all that. So I was blessed to do all the karmas. I said, I have done all these karmas. Yeah, he says, when you do that karma also, there are a lot of chantings which says, not even I have forgotten somebody. In my childhood, somebody would have died. I may not even remember that they are my relatives. Not even, that is why what happens is, even if one of my relatives, somebody died, I will do karma for them also. So doing Shraddha karma, being part of every cremation rituals which is for many people. I don't go for probably marriage, I don't go for birthday, I go for almost all the death rituals. If possible, I am there anywhere. Let it be my relative or not, I will go and then be part of such rituals. Because that is where our connection to the upper world is to be established. That's what I was taught. Right. So that is where you can do. That is the last ritual which you can do to somebody else. That is why, see, even after death, our dead body is in the hospital. If we pay large amount of hospital fees to get the dead body back, we know we are going to fire it. It's anyway useless for us. But still, why do we want this? Because we want to do all that ritual so that we don't feel bad about what we have not done in our life to our ancestors. It is not for that person, it is not for me, it is for the tradition of ancestors. Because they all expect us. And death is a big drama. As long as the body has got the prana, the body doesn't stink that bad. As long as the prana is there, the life is there with the body doesn't stink that bad. Imagine the time the prana goes, the energy goes, this body becomes totally stinky. One day you cannot keep it there, right? Yeah. All the bad smells will come. So as far as sometime I keep jokingly saying, what is prana? Prana is the best scent available in the world. Best perfume available in the world is life. I love life because life is the best spray available. Nobody can create this spray. God has given a spray in all of us. The time the prana goes, finished, degeneration happens. So what is prana? Prana is every cell is being pasted. So that is the best gum in the world. See, the time prana goes, every cell gets degenerated, separates. Deterioration happens. If prana is there, cell is all bounded. So what is prana? That bondage. What is that bondage? That gum. So you will not see this explanation here. It's highly logically thought throughout my life. Life is send. Life is gum. We can explain this in a different style. What a great manifestation of God in each one of our cell to realize the next cell beside me is part of my cell. Keep it safe, close to that. And it has no binding, no bondage. No bondage between them. But there is a bondage of love. How a bondage of love? When the father goes, the child also follows. That's a bondage. Each cell in my body has got a bondage. And that bondage is what gives me this shape. Which are all disconnected. There is no connection between one cell to another cell. And after some time, the cell goes off. But the next cell is created within to fill up and create this shape. 7 years back, what cell is there in my body? Not even a single cell exists in my body today. Totally new cell. But the shape, the sound, the way I look, the way I speak, the thought process, everything is intact. What a great mechanism is this. And that consciousness is what is being explained as life. So what is life? That consciousness which is exist in me to keep me as me is what is called life. So what is gone? Life is gone. That's why sometimes we say it's a vegetable life, no conscious. So it is there, but life is not there. So that's a useless life. What a beautiful way of looking at life.
Thank you so much for explaining this. Really, really nice and very heart-touching.
Amen. I was blessed to be with great gurus like Brahmastri KPC, Anijan Bhattadripad, where I could ask lot of such questions and then get lot of clarifications. So whatever probably little bit I am sharing is what would have been not what he would have told me, but what I would have understood from what he explained. That's only what I can say.
You have been very lucky, Guruji.
Yeah, I traveling with the Guru, going to Kailash, doing the rituals, sleeping in the same bed, going around him with the lectures, all that is a great tradition. And my Guru Brahmastri KPC was Maharishi Mahayogi's Guru. So Maharishi Mahayogi's Guru, being that Maharishi Mahayogi learned Tantra Shastram from my Guru. So that's a great tradition. Yeah. Good enough, Dilip ji? There are no questions. If there are questions, it would be good.
This is a best area I felt, because a lot of time people have confusion about their own rituals and the like. Guruji, this is Amit speaking.
Yeah.
Namaskar.
Namaskar, Amit.
I just have a quick question, and thank you very much for explaining the significance of these rituals after death.
Yeah.
I just have a quick question. What can people do during this COVID time especially? We have seen many families got impacted. Their loved ones, they passed away right in hospitals. They didn't even get any chance to do any rituals. for them.
Mm.
There's an example even in my family that happened with my uncle.
Mm.
So what can people do now that they missed that chance to do the ritual at that time? What can be done to kind of bring that, make that happen and make sure that their relatives go in the right direction after death?
Yeah, Amit ji has given some more chance to. I was holding not to take long time to explain it. See, actually what happens, why are we doing this ritual is a big question. Not even one day, it goes for 14 days, 15 days. Whether you got the body or not, you know this person left us. So body is not important. Our rituals are important. Still we have the liberty to do rituals. What is the rituals to be done? Think about not this person who left us. See, it is not one pinda. Pinda is what food we give. One handful of food we give to. That is the normal ritual in Bharatiya Shastram. Give one handful of food. But we don't give one. How many we will give? As many as we want, we will give. Not by me alone. All my relatives, friends, everybody. No number. Any number of people can give it. So why are we giving it? I told you, 1 year of this life in this world is equivalent to 1 day for them. Now assume my mother died early morning on April or March. So there, during the day, when it starts, is it midnight for the Pretatma? Or is it early morning? Or is it late night? Or is it in the evening? I don't know. Correct? But assume that Pretatma also has got the life in the heaven or life in the world where they live. They have a day, they also have a night. So probably what could happen when this life goes in March or April, it could be midnight for them, say. Then what will happen? Do you think they will all wake up and then say, come on, come on? That means I am disturbing their life, right? Or their sleep. I am disturbing their sleep. Now once, assume I am living in a family and some guest comes. What do? I open the door and I will also ask them, yeah, I will give you coffee or tea or something. Do we only give coffee or tea to them and then we will keep waiting, or we will also give a company to them? Normally what is done is we will also give a company to them. Correct? So assume that my mother died and then went. My mother died. That was in April. Assume that it would have been early morning. What would have happened? My father who died earlier, my mother's mother, mother's father, who are all there waiting for her to come, they will all open the door where they all got disturbed and all of them need some food. Correct? So that is why my cousin, my relatives, my brother, my neighbors, whoever is related or unrelated, everybody can give a portion of that, because there, when my mother went there, my cousin's mother also would have been staying there waiting, come. So he also have to offer something. So everybody is cooking food for them and then day. So rituals need not wait for anything. You can do any point of time, any number of times, but only we keep saying there is some discipline. If you tell any number of time, anytime, people don't even attend. So we have every year go that. So assume that somebody got disturbed that sleep, because we don't know when is their day, when is their night. Therefore what do? Every year, same day, we will keep doing the same thing. Assuming that is the time they come for the next food. So rituals can continue irrespective of whether the body is there or not. Body is unimportant. But we have a respect to that body which carried this very, very important life. So given a chance, we must also keep it very close. So Smeshan has nothing to do. That is why Bharatiya Shastram, when we burn, we don't even go to Smeshan do pujas. We only do it in our house, right? The last rituals are done, people leave that, and not many relatives go there also. Sometimes relatives themselves will not go. It's all done by somebody else. Correct? So you can have your own rituals to decide, do what you want. And then what do? Assume that, oh, you are not able to feed, you are not able to give food. But what you can do is, you can give it to somebody else so that their relatives are, we are feeding to maybe a place where we will go. There are very specific places. Locally you have different places where you can go and do ritual, and then permanently it is completed. That means you are entrusting somebody else, and what will happen? It's like a chowdhury, or it's like a place where many people will come and do it. So every day it is happening there. So you are also contributing to that. So that is why we go to some special places like Varanasi you go, Kashi you go, Rameshwaram you go, and you go to Kailas when we do, for whom I have done, for all those people who are all my relatives, my whole parampara, whichever who has been left, everybody do it in Kailash. Those whose pretatmas were, they did not get, not only I feed, assume that when I am feeding somebody, if some beggar comes also in my house, I will give them sufficient food, right?
Yeah.
That is our culture. So what do? When I do this yatna, when I do this pindakarma, we always give to everybody. Whether they are my relatives or not also, I will give. So it is my part of job to give food to everyone. Even for the karma kriyas are done, it is done for everyone. That is what happens.
Really nice. That's
Even
why, Guruji,
Yeah,
just have to add something.
yeah,
That's why when we do all the pujas for the housewarming or anything, or even in the marriage,
yeah,
we always, the Pandit say that we have to do the Pitra Puja
Pitru Puja.
first, and then we can do the other pujas.
yeah. And before Pitru Puja, the Sri Bhuda Bali. There is another first process is Sri Bhuda Bali. What is Sri Bhuda Bali? Sri is added for respect. What is Bhudam?
Yeah.
All other creatures who are living in my house. See, I constructed a house by cleaning the place. While cleaning, what am I doing? All the insects, all the snakes, all the rats, and there may be hundreds of animals who died in that place where I am constructing my house.
Yeah.
There would have been I keep saying, somebody says, I want to construct a house, will you find a place? I keep saying, every place in this world is a smashan. If a mosquito dies there, that also is a correct. So there is no place in the world which is not, life is not lost. Everywhere life is lost. So you are constructing a house, though what you do, you clean it. What cleaning? You are only physically, materialistically cleaning it. Therefore what we do, even in a temple or in a house, the first puja is done for those animals, those creatures, those flies, seen and unseen. All of them need to be prayed first. Sham no dipate, sham chadushpade. There are a lot of chantings. The Rigveda chanting which says Sham no dipate, all those two-legged animals. Sham chadushpade, all those four-legged animals. For all of them my salutations. And let all of them have sufficient food. All of them should be given sufficient food. Then even the first annaprasana, the first food is given to my son, keeping him on my lap when I am feeding. I should chant this mantra says, let every two-legged animal, every four-legged animal, everybody in the world get sufficient food. That day, let my son also fill his tummy. What a great ritual Bharatiya Shastram has. It is not that my son should get food was prayed. Let everybody get food. For all of them I am praying.
Fantastic.
Our concept, yesterday I was there in a environment, Glasgow COP20, what is that? The cheating program was there. It was one of the biggest modern cheating program in the world. And Hyderabad, one of the Earth Center, has created a intelligent people to think about what COP can do. I did not participate knowingly because I don't want to scold in the beginning. So at the last, after the program was there was a culmination program in which they dragged him. So that big banner was there behind me. I will put to that video tomorrow. I was telling this stupid program which you are all celebrating here. That's how it started. You need a lot of courage to say that, right? This stupid program which you are celebrating here is nothing, because Bharatiya Shastram talked about environment science much before.
Yeah.
What it? And you know what does it say? And luckily, the chairman of the whole session was present there. He asked a question to some guest Swami who was there to bless the program. He asked a question, what is Sanatana Dharma? And that Swamiji answered, but this fellow did not get satisfied. He's a very old man, very senior person in Hyderabad, who is supposed to be the best environmentalist of South India. He is invited in many places to give lecture and all that, no? So he was telling same question asked many people and nobody could give me a sufficient answer, I said. So immediately one of the audience, one person, very senior person, was looking at me, because he came to my house 2 weeks back, asked the same question. I convinced and given an answer to him. So he pulled me and said, go and give an answer now. Otherwise I would have kept him quiet. So I was blessed again by my guru, taught me what is Sanatana Dharma. There are two things. One is Ishta Karma and another one is Purta Karma. What is Ishta Karma? All the rituals which I do to feed me is called Ishta Karma. My Ishtam, my happiness. What is Purta Karma? What I do for somebody else is Purta Karma. And what is Purta Karma? Vapi Kupatata Akani Devatana Yananija Annapradana Mudhyanam Purtam Mityabhidi Yade. Vapi Kupam Tadakam. Pond, well, Tadakam, big lake, clean it. If you cannot make it, at least clean it once in a while. Is it not environment science?
Yeah.
Vapi Kupa Tadakani. And then Devatane Yananija. Plant a lot of trees. You know when it is written? Answer is second letter in our alphabets, mother tongue. Nobody knows when is it written. Devatane Nanija. And what sort of plantation you should do? Annapradana Mudhyanam. Not flowering trees, looking beautiful, nice, changing color and all that. No. Annapradana Mudhyanam. What gives fruits?
Yeah.
And for whom? Not for me. When I have got a jackfruit, if I don't even eat it, you know how many creatures, how many animals, how many flies, how many squirrel will be eating it, flies will be, crow will be eating it, ants will be eating it, worms will be eating. I am feeding the whole Bhutatmas. So Annapradana Mudhyanam Purtam Mityabhidiyade. Planting such plantations is what is Purta Karma? Water and food. Not for me, for somebody else. What a great thought is this. I'll post that environment science. Only a brief 10 minutes talk I gave.
Yeah.
So that was my last talk was that. So they were telling 14 days was waste. 10 minutes only. I said it is not because I am speaking. Because I am speaking Indian spiritual way of looking at environment science.
Yeah.
Correct?
Yeah. Totally agree with you.
We have great lessons to give it to the whole world. Unfortunately, that I referred Dilipji also in between, because I told that yoga community I was participating and I know what is happening. India has a politics, local panchayat has a politics, block has a politics, United Nations has a bigger politics. Definitely everybody is running in politics. So if it is G20 or if it is COP, if it is something else, for everywhere it is politics which is driving. You see after this environment meets, most of the paper news cuttings are not for what happened there. What did not happen there is what is being told. Luckily there were few youths who came and then spoke. They said we don't want this politics. Plain speech. So don't listen to the leaders. Like Modi went and told, we will put in syllabus. What is that put in syllabus? Everybody knows awareness is not what we want. What we want is action. So people have criticized all that global leader speeches. Only what was the highlight was youngsters who came and then said, we want this world, don't spoil it by you politicians. That's what the crux of the message. They plainly told. Because this time there was youth who were coming. I think that is what the solution is. People should be, those people who are to retire, give it to the youth, let them speak. They will have better sense. It's a beautiful. Yeah. So our rituals, all of them, the essence is all our rituals have got not life in this world, what will happen to the life which after life, what will happen to not my life, our life, no, every Buddha's life also. So we were concerned about whole creation and the energy for creating that also.
Yeah.
Great. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Guru Vijay.
Thank you.
Namaskar.
Namaste.